The Harlem Renaissance is a period in American history taking place between the early 1920s and late 1930s. It was an era that saw an unprecedented artistic outpouring from the Black community in the forms of plays, novels, poetry, music, and visual art. Jeffrey Ferguson, in his book The Harlem Renaissance: A Brief History with Documents, describes it as a time when culture came to the forefront of the many-sided debate surrounding African American freedom. He also pointed out that the Harlem Renaissance found its physical and spiritual center in New York City, but its reach extended to Boston, Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington, London, Paris, Africa, and the Caribbean. Zora Neale Hurston was one of the hundreds of artists who made her debut during the Harlem Renaissance. Born in Alabama in 1891, Zora and her family moved when she was a toddler to Eatonville, Florida, which became her beloved hometown, often making appearances in her writing. After the death of her mother and her father's remarrying, Hurston traveled to Baltimore, Maryland to finish high school at age 26, and then to New York to attend Columbia University, where she worked as an anthropologist under Franz Boas and traveled the American South collecting folklore, which she published as Mules and Men in 1935. An interesting fact about Zora is that she lived her life claiming to be 10 years younger than she was because when she returned to high school at age 26, the school would not let her in, so she told them she was 16 and the 10 years she chopped off were never added back on. Hurston went on to study at Howard University, Barnard College, Columbia University, and Morgan State College, earning an associate's degree, a Bachelor of Arts degree, and a Doctor of Arts degree throughout her lifetime. It was at Howard University that she first published a short story in the campus magazine, and her career as a writer took off from there. Zora published essays, short stories, novels, plays, and articles throughout her career, including the play Color Struck, her autobiography, Dust Tracks on a Road, and a novel, Their Eyes Were Watching God, among many others. A renowned artist, Zora had been described as having a fiery intellect, an infectious sense of humor, and the gift, as one friend put it, of walking into hearts. I thought this quote embodied Hurston's vivacious and strong personality. It was this vibrant personality combined with her many other talents that allowed Hurston to elbow her way into the artistic circles during the Harlem Renaissance, befriending such luminaries as Langston Hughes, a young poet, and Ethel Waters, a popular singer and actress. Other faces you see pictured here are people Zora Neale Hurston undoubtedly came into contact with, including poet County Cullen, writer Gwendolyn Bennett, writer, patron, and scholar Elaine Locke, and professor and poet Sterling Brown. Zora Neale Hurston was a woman of many talents and could be called a writer, novelist, essayist, playwright, journalist, or anthropologist. Towards the end of her life and career, Hurston returned to the South and took on a series of different roles, such as a drama instructor for North Carolina College, a librarian for Patrick Air Force Base, and a substitute teacher at Lincoln Park Academy, to name a few, all while continuing to write. She passed away in 1960 and was buried in an unmarked grave in the Garden of Heavenly Rest in Fort Pierce, Florida. Alice Walker, a writer who was inspired by Hurston, would later discover her grave and mark it with the words, Zora Neale Hurston, a genius of the South. For more information on Zora Neale Hurston, check out this brief video exploring her life and works. Thanks for watching my video presentation on one of the Harlem Renaissance's most talented female artists, Zora Neale Hurston.